Let's talk to Ed Dawson. He's the CEO of Prospex Oil and Gas, and he's making his international debut here. Welcome to Little World, young Ed. Just a quick headline. Your market cap's around about 6 million, mnemonic PXOG, share price around about half-pence. Okay, can you kick off by telling us the overview of your portfolio and the individual projects you're working on?
Yeah, Prospex Oil and Gas is an AIM-quoted investment company that has a number of investments, but I suppose the core of those are half exploration license in Romania, 17% of an asset in Italy, and we've recently entered into Spain with we've bought 2.5% of a Spanish company with the option to take it to 49.9%. In Romania, we participated in a well on the block last year. It was a successful gas discovery, going to go on production, we are told, the first half of this year. Italy, again, drilled it back end of last year, some great flow tests this year, and that will move forward to production. And Spain, there was a well drilled on that in the 50s. There's now infrastructure in place, and we think it's got great potential. There's a CPR out there by Netherland and Sewell, which puts 800 BCF mid-case on it. So looks fascinating to us.
So all the projects sound as if they're located in Europe. Is that a Brexit decision or anything political?
No. The team actually have been together through a number of companies. In fact, the prior two companies that were private, we sold them very well. They had African assets, and African onshore assets, but being entrepreneurial, we wanted to do it again. We decided we'd do it in the public markets, but also a number of years ago, and I think it's still valid, there were plenty of opportunities in London to come into the exploration cycle late, so near-term event like drilling a well.
Yep.
Create value there, and also with a view to getting these things onto production relatively quickly.
So, a couple of headlines. What do you actually look for if you're about to go into a new project?
Well, I suppose we screen it on a number of levels. Firstly, I suppose most importantly, geologically.
Yep.
We have an experienced team. We've go through in depth, and our projects, as you say, are spread around Europe, but in fact, it's not a random walk around Europe. They fit a similar geological play. We're looking at a 4 deep play. So that's from a geology perspective. What we'd like to do is enter into a project that is potentially successful on say the first well, but also we're opening up a play or a block. In Romania, there's a number of prospects on that block that we've further identified, and same in Italy. We drilled a prospect called Selva. There's a thing called East Selva that again, CPR writers have put a number on, it's like 34 BCF, which is so double what we found at Selva potentially. Right. And again, you can. It's important we want to ultimately monetize these projects. So
Yep.
Infrastructure and things like that again is also important to us.
Right. Obviously, looked at some RNSs, looked at the bulletin boards. Been a busy 6 months for you. What were the key developments?
Well, as I alluded to, we've participated in 2 wells in the last 6 months, both successful.
Yep.
So for us, Romania is now about getting that on production. And I say we've been told by the operator that's a very short tie-in, and hope to get that on to cash flow the first half of this year, which I think is great. It won't be a huge amount of cash. We always said it's a small prospect, but it's a start of something there. It's a demonstration of the geological concept, I suppose, to the market. And in Italy, again, drilled a well, success. But we had a great surprise in January with the flow test there. if there were market expectations, I suppose they were around, there's a couple of valuations and out there, 100,000 cubic meters a day. Now, what we've demonstrated in the flow tests is that this well is a lot more productive from 2 horizons than that. So that to us looks really good. So now we have to work on the development plan for that, and the operator is in the process of preparing the documents to submit that to turn the exploration part of that part of the permit into a production permit. So moving that project forward.
Okay, so as a shareholder, in terms of the news flow, what sort of milestones will we be looking for this year?
Well, as a oil and gas investment company, we are going to start having revenue from Romania. Italy, we're obviously moving forward with that. That is a longer process, but I think again really good. The project that is the real potential game changer for the company is the Spanish project. Now, I've been down and engaged now with the 3 levels of government since we got into it: central, regional, and local. And we look to enter into the field to start doing an MT survey, which is, I suppose, the final technical study before we go and re-drill the well that was drilled in the 50s. So, progress on the ground there. I mean, yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to, as I always say to CEOs at the end, all right, putting my sort of former hedge fund hat on, okay? If I'm a potential investor, give me 3 reasons why I should consider having the shares in my portfolio.
We as a management team, have a track record of performing. We've, produced now a portfolio of assets, which the company is moving towards revenue. So there's an element of diversification. I'd like to think we're delivered, and personally, I think we're hugely undervalued. But we'll let the market and commentators work that out, or shareholders themselves.
And a final thoughts to the audience?
I mean, I think with our history of track record, we seem to be on a run with the drilling, which I think always helps. We still remain to have an active business development program. We continue looking to ultimately build a mid-sized oil and gas company, and I think we're firmly on the way.
Brilliant stuff. Ed, on that note, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.